Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Bill DeYoung, and wherever you are, this is the Catalyst Sessions, whatever day it is. We're doing this on Thursday. I'm so pleased to introduce you to a couple of folks we haven't seen in a while, since early April, since the very beginning of this program, and it's always a pleasure to check in with them and see what they're doing and see what they're singing and playing. Say hello, if you will, to Nate Najar and Daniela Soledade.
Estou aqui, oi, oi. É pouquinho de Brasil, iaiá. Esse Brasil que canta e é feliz, feliz, feliz. É também povo de uma raça que não tem medo de fumaça, ai, ai, e não se entrega, não. Isso aqui, oi, oi, é pouquinho de Brasil, iaiá. Esse Brasil que canta e é feliz, feliz, feliz. É também povo de uma raça que não tem medo de fumaça e não se entrega, não. Olha o jeito nas cadeiras que ela sabe dar, e olha só o remeleixo que ela sabe dar. Olha o jeito nas cadeiras que ela sabe dar, e olha só o remeleixo que ela sabe dar. Morena boa que me faz penar, bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba, samba. Morena boa que me faz penar, bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba, samba. Isto aqui, oi, oi, é pouquinho de Brasil, iaiá. Esse Brasil que canta e é feliz, feliz, feliz. É bem povo de uma raça que não tem medo de fumaça e não se entrega, não. Isto aqui, oi, oi, é pouquinho de Brasil, iaiá. Este Brasil que canta e é feliz, feliz, feliz. É também povo de uma raça que não tem medo de fumaça e não se entrega, não. Olha o jeito nas cadeiras que ela sabe dar, e olha só o remeleixo que ela sabe dar. Olha o jeito nas cadeiras que ela sabe dar, olha só o remeleixo que ela sabe dar. Morena boa que bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba, samba. Morena boa que me faz penar, bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba, samba. Isto aqui, é pouquinho de Brasil, ia, ia. Esse Brasil que canta e é feliz, feliz, feliz. É também o povo de uma raça que não tem medo de fumaça, e não se entrega, não. Olha o jeito nas cadeiras que ela sabe dar. Olha só o remeleixo que ela sabe dar. Olha o jeito nas cadeiras que ela sabe dar. Olha só o remeleixo que ela sabe dar. Morena boa que me faz penar. Bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba, samba. Morena boa que me faz penar. Bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba, samba.
You know, I was going to say Steve Martin used to have this thing where he would play the banjo on stage and he would say, you know, it's impossible to sing a sad song with a banjo. And he'd say death and murder and sadness. And it just sounded so happy. The thing about Brazilian music is that it just sounds so sunny and so breezy. And I was sitting here going, oh my God, first, Nate, you make me wish I hadn't given up my lessons in the 6th grade. But it transports you, doesn't it? I mean, that's why the backdrop today. I knew you were going to take me there, and that was beautiful. Thank you. Daniela,
it's the perfect backdrop for this music.
I'm sorry.
It's the perfect backdrop for this music.
Yes, it is, and it just keeps looping, and it's beautiful, and I should just keep it on all day. Daniela, are you ever not smiling? Does this one ever get in a bad mood? You know, all the photos I've seen, every time you've spoken, and you're so into the music while you're singing.
Yeah, I mean, this song is all about happiness. It talks about, this is a little bit about Brazil, and it's just a perfect samba. This song is a perfect samba.
I love that.
And sambas make me happy.
Yeah, well, me too, even though I had no idea what you were singing about. It was just beautiful. And, you know, it made me want to pick up some kind of shaking egg or something. I just couldn't find a jar of pennies on my desk or something at the time. You guys have been doing Love and Bossa Nova on Friday nights, isn't it? For how long now? Every Friday night virtually?
22 weeks tomorrow.
That's a lot of love, and that's a lot of Bossa Nova.
A lot of love in Bossa Nova.
Usually from our balcony, which, you know, you get this gorgeous view of downtown St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
Usually from our balcony, but if it's pouring rain, we come inside, and there have been a few times that we've been kind of off site. We did one from the studio at 6:20. We did one from the cabin in the mountains.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that. You did the studio at 6:20. Was that the standard Friday night? Here we are, Love and Bossa Nova, just from a different spot?
It was. We decided we wanted to have our band with us.
Yeah.
This one was back in May, so we put together sort of an abbreviated version of our band, and we just set up in the middle of the space and did the show. So it's delightful, actually. Really.
Well,
that was very nice.
To not have an audience, though.
It's a little weird to not have an audience, but we kind of, I mean, I don't know, I won't speak for you, but I grew used to it, I think, because it's kind of like we're literally just playing in the living room.
Yeah.
So
I see that.
I don't know. I grew up a little bit with that. We just played music at the house a lot, you know, so that's how it feels.
For each other, you know.
Yeah, we're getting used to it. It's very informal.
Yeah,
you know,
it's very casual.
We're playing to the camera. We're playing to the folks that are watching, but it's just, you know, the way we talk to each other. It's very off I make a lot of mistakes. I mean, it's very informal. You know, we'll learn a tune that afternoon and play it in the show that night, just to try it out.
Yeah, we've been trying out things and just really expanding the repertoire because of these Friday nights. It's been
You're
really
doing
nice.
like the complete John Mayall's Blues Breakers, like really experimenting with different kinds of things.
You know, we went 10 weeks without repeating a song.
No way, come on.
Yeah, and then after that, we're still doing a lot of new material kind of each week. We had a show in July with a full band that was from a wonderful venue in Orlando called the Blue Bamboo Center for the Arts.
Oh yeah.
And they over there, Chris and Melody, are doing some really, really cool stuff because they can't have anyone in the theater, under the current circumstances.
Yeah.
So he's doing shows. He's selling tickets to them. It's a very affordable ticket. And he's paying the musicians, which is really, really nice.
Always nice.
And they do a multi-camera shoot and put together a whole show and then broadcast it. So week 19, I think.
Yeah, week 19
was from the Blue Bamboo. But because he's selling a ticket to that, it was because of licensing issues and so forth. We can sit here, we can play Tom Jobim on Facebook as much as we want because we're just playing it and you're watching it and there's nothing to it. But the minute you start trying to sell, take money out it,
that's the word,
licensing involved. So when Chris decided, we're going to do a live, we're going to do a streamed show and we're selling tickets. Do you want to do it? And by the way, it has to be all original music. So we don't write a lot. I mean, we do, but we don't. There's just we play Tom Jobim, we play Chico Buarque, we play Caetano Veloso.
We play some really classic material,
I can't write anything that even comes close to that kind of music. So even though we do write a bit, we don't focus on that. We like to interpret this music.
So what did you do?
So he said, well, we took a couple.
We didn't
of days,
sleep for 2 nights.
And we wrote a whole
songwriting, right?
we wrote a whole show, and then I wrote the arrangements, and we rehearsed the band, and then we did the show. And so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And the best part is we got a lot of compliments from people who watched the show on the program. People really liked the new material.
Yeah, it was kind of nice. But, we were digging for songs. It was like going through books of, lyrics or music that we had started but not finished. Or, Nate had this one song that he recorded like 10, am I speaking English right? Recorded.
Yeah.
Like about 10 years ago. And he had a melody for it. It was instrumental. So he gave me that song. He's like, you don't want to put lyrics on this, but it has to be in English. I'm like,
Wow.
So that's kind of how we made it work. So we actually, that was good, besides the fact that, we were really scrambling to get the program together in a week. It was a really good push because we got some really good songs out of that effort. We got But Now I Do, that was the one he wrote instrumentally and I put lyrics on it.
Yeah.
And a couple of songs that one that we wrote in San Francisco, one that I had started writing it without knowing about the show the other night. And it was about the fact that Nate and I were planning on going to Rio in April. But of course we couldn't go to Rio because of what's happening right now.
Right.
So the song talks about all the things that I can't wait to show Nate to Rio. He knows so much about Brazilian music and he's never been there. So I was so excited that he was going to go there for the first time. So I talk about the food and the drinks and the places I want him to see. And I want
Rio
him to
in my mind. Right?
Samba, yeah.
Yeah.
So this song came out pretty nicely about all the things that, and actually it's really cute because in the song I say Bossa Nova brought you to me, because that's how we met, through Bossa Nova.
And
Jobim
was the Cupid. So it's a cute song. It's a cute song. It's in Portuguese.
Well, I think what I was thinking is so funny that what seems to happen in music sometimes is that, well, you lost some sleep and you wrote these songs in a hurry, but the recording of that show will probably go out and sell 1 million records. And you're doing all those songs for the rest of your lives. That's the fickle way the music business sometimes works. You also went to the mountains. There's this wonderful video of you doing Jobim's Double Rainbow.
Yeah.
By waterfall.
That was hard too, because that waterfall was loud.
It was a nice effect though. I remember thinking that it was like,
you can hear it, right?
But you were actually there. Tell me about that.
We were there.
And I didn't have the right kit for audio for a waterfall. I had our studio microphones.
Is there a setting? Waterfall?
In the cabin. And I didn't want to bring mic stands out to a waterfall. I was already carrying, a tripod and the camera and the guitar and all the other stuff. So I have these little lavalier microphones that are really, they're really very good, and so I clipped one on her necklace here, and then I put one in my guitar. But I really wish I had a couple of like just kind of real standard SM57s, just really like kind of cheap microphones, cheap dynamics, because they would have attenuated the waterfall pretty well. But nice. I didn't. I had what I had. So I had the lavaliers, and one of them I stuck in my guitar. So that wasn't a problem. It's in the guitar. So I got plenty of guitar on the recording, but not too much waterfall. But the vocal mic, forget about it. It's right here. So she's singing, and this is a little waterfall, and it's going. So I had to do some forensic cleanup to try to attenuate the waterfall in the vocal track.
What's that movie with Gene Hackman? He's an audio engineer, and wow.
Oh, I don't know that, but yeah, it's yeah. But, and I was relieved that at least, I mean, if you watch the video, that waterfall is loud, but I was relieved I at least got it quiet enough that you could still hear the music.
It is loud. I liked it. I thought it was a nice effect. As I was telling you, I thought it was a great fake job. Oh, look, they have waterfall effects going there. You know, I thought it was just a silent loop. What do I like my thing behind me? You know, which is really, it's just my curtains back here. Tell me about the Suncoast Jazz Festival, Nate, because that's.
So I'm an artistic advisor to the board.
Yeah.
I help them with the programming, and I'm really delighted that they include me. I make it very clear every year. Hey, these are just my opinions based on my experiences. But the festival's been this year's the 30th year of the Suncoast Jazz Festival.
Okay.
It started as a kind of a trad Dixieland festival, and it's been transitioning into a more wide range of jazz styles.
Yeah.
But it's still very much a jazz event, and there's just a wonderful, wonderful board and volunteers who make this happen every year. So this is supposed to be the 30th year of it. And then, of course, as everything's going on, everything's canceled. I mean, you can't, the way the festival usually happens, it's in 2 hotels on Sand Key. There are 4 ballrooms and 2 clubs happening simultaneously.
Yeah, I've been to those. Yeah, things like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's really hip. There is so much music happening throughout the entire weekend. And you just go, you as a musician, you look at your sheet and you go, okay, so at 1 o'clock, I'm supposed to be in this room. I play in this room for an hour, and then I've got 2 hours off, and then I got to be in this room for an hour with these guys. And it's self-contained bands and also guest soloists that are kind of put together in combination. So it's a really hip festival.
Yeah.
And we thought it would be it would be really sad if we didn't do something this year. And so I just met with Joan Dragon as the festival director. I just met with her yesterday to kind of firm up our plans for a virtual festival. And it will launch on the day that the festival was supposed to begin, which is the 21st of November. And I can't give you the confirmations of which bands are participating. It's going to be a very reasonable ticket, and there'll be somewhere about around 8 to 10 bands doing bespoke performances just for the festival, all viewed at your leisure at your home. So it's really going to be hip, and we're really excited that we're doing something to keep it happening.
The challenges of this woeful pandemic are many. You know, and what I've noticed, next week you got 22 under your belt. Next Thursday is 100 of the Catalyst sessions. And so what I'm noticing more and more from people is how they are kind of finding a silver lining in this. In other words, they're learning technology they had to learn. And this will come in handy when there's some kind of normalcy in our life, you know. More importantly, a lot of people are saying, I don't ever have to go into an office again. Why can't I just do this and save on gas and stress? And so it doesn't surprise me to hear that, yeah, you're going to be able to pull this off and it's going to be cool. You know,
yeah, it's really going to be nice. But I'll tell you what, Bill, I can't wait until we have butts in seats in concert halls.
Sure. I hear a lot of that too.
Wait. I cannot wait. Let me say it one more time. I cannot wait.
So other than Friday nights when you guys go virtual, how are you coping with all of this? Now, we haven't spoken it's been 4 months and almost 4.5 months since you were on this program last. What's the summer been like for you?
I'll let you start and then I'll jump in. Because, you've done a few.
Can you describe it? Yeah.
What you've been up to.
So it's been half the time with toddlers all day.
Oh,
We have toddlers.
oh, okay.
3
I
and
thought
5.
maybe it was your cats, but
Toddlers,
yeah.
half the
Oh.
time with the kids, and all the other time that we have has been music, and it's a lot of, we say it's self-imposed work because it's just stuff that we come up with. We've made videos and we record at the studio and learn new material, and there's has to be interviews here and there, and some online shows that people have paid us to play for an hour for specific places, and so there's been a variety of things.
Oh, that's cool, Daniela. You mean like I want you to play at my son's bar mitzvah virtually? That kind of thing.
It hasn't been that kind of event, but some senior homes paid for musicians to play for an hour. Some interviews. Blue Bamboo was one that was a paid show at the venue that they're selling tickets to, that we told you about. So it's been a variety of things that have come up, and things that we've made ourselves, like the Smile video that we made around St. Pete. It was our love letter to downtown St. Pete.
That's very sweet. I watched that.
The Smile video. A couple of videos to release, and now Nate's recording a new song that he wrote that he's gonna put out soon, and we're gonna be working on my next single as well this week. So we're just always coming up with things to do.
Well, life hasn't stopped or slowed down to the point
Life has not stopped for us. We are kind of workaholics, Nate and I. So even if life stopped, I think we'll still manage to work a full day.
Yeah, we're both Virgos. So
there you go.
His birthday's 5 days after mine.
So we're always on the go. Go. What's next to do? What's the next project? That's kind of our mode. And it works out that way. But sometimes we'll say, oh, you know what? Let's go take a vacation in a log cabin. And then of course we bring all the gear and then stream a show from there and then make a waterfall video. We always come up with things to do, but that was supposedly vacation.
So and the question then for both of you, when you finally get to Brazil, when all of this is over, are you going to bring and Nate, are you going to put on suitcases and let's do a broadcast, or let's record from, the hotel. Let's record.
Yes, absolutely. Exactly. That's exactly the plan.
Absolutely.
Not surprised.
Why not?
We want to find some rooftop in Ipanema Beach and make a few videos there.
Oh yeah. That's a nice backdrop.
Oh, you'll be seeing videos from Rio when we go, for sure.
Absolutely.
Would you like to play? Would you be kind enough to play another song for us?
Gosh, of course. Let's.
How about Layla or Smoke on the Water or Honky Tonk Women? I don't know. So some of the classics. I keep thinking I'm going to trick you guys. It doesn't ever work. There it is. It's in there. It's going to come out one day.
Nate can play anything. That's the problem with that request.
Layla, too good.
I'll just play tambourine, okay?
I don't know if I remember.
He's doing it.
Bill, I don't remember it. I'm sorry. I probably haven't played that. It's probably been 25 years since I've played
it. But if you sat and worked on it, Nate, it would come out. It would.
What do you think? Something in English.
Something in English.
Bill, what do you feel like? You want something kind of happy and boppy, something kind of pretty?
Well, we had happy and boppy at the beginning, but yes, I do. Another one, please.
Another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do this in English. So how about the Fairmont Samba?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I have to tell you about it.
A brief version.
A brief version. We were touring in California last year with my album that was released last year, A Moment of You. So we had some shows in California, and we spent one night at the Fairmont in San Francisco, and that gave us inspiration to write the song. But the interesting part is
I got to interrupt you then, okay? Because I want to tell the story a little differently. Okay?
Yes, he's a storyteller.
I got up in the morning and I went for coffee. I can't live without decent espresso. And I come back into the hotel room and Daniela says, I wrote a samba. I said, what? She says, yeah. And it's like a very traditional kind of carnival samba. And but there were no words to it. It was just it was a melody, a really great melody. And she had made a voice memo for it, so she played it for me. And I picked up the guitar and I kind of noodled around on it. And she had the voice memo and left it alone until we had that show where we had to do all these original material and write some words to it. Okay, go ahead.
So Nate said, write some words in English to it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to write, because I always only wrote, of course, songs in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Writing in English was very new to me. So Nate said, write some words in English. So I was like, I don't know what to write about. I don't usually write like, oh, write the song now. Like I write when I'm feeling something. Like I write from some sort of feeling or inspiration. I don't write.
You can't do it on demand.
I don't usually write on demand.
Right.
I don't usually write on demand, but that show taught me to do that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, what to write about? So Nate was like, write about, why don't you write about San Francisco? Oh, that's great. I love San Francisco. I've only been there a few times, but I really enjoy it. So I was like, I want to write about San Francisco. So I started thinking about things, and Nate said, Grace Cathedral, and I was like, oh, just and then he said, you mentioned the Keystone Corner, the jazz club, right? Put the Keystone Corner in there. So he gave me a few ideas, and I was like, okay. So this is what happened.
Okay.
I see such a beautiful skyline, and your weather is divine. I'll miss you. I've seen all the colors in the sky, a delicious glass of wine, great food. I'll miss you. You have the most famous bridge of all, Grace Cathedral waterfalls. I'll miss you. And if I may dream as high as Twin Peaks, I would play the Keystone Corner this week. What a unique show. Oh, life is truly complete. I feel my knees getting weak in San Francisco. I see such a beautiful skyline, and your weather is divine. I'll miss you. I've seen all the colors in the sky, a delicious glass of wine, great food. I'll miss you. You have the most famous bridge of all, Grace Cathedral waterfalls. I'll miss you. And if I may dream as high as Twin Peaks, I would play the Keystone Corner this week. What a unique show. Oh, life is truly complete. I feel my knees getting weak in San Francisco. I see such a beautiful skyline, and your weather is divine. I'll miss you. I see all the colors in the sky, a delicious glass of wine, great food. I'll miss you. You have the most famous bridge of all, Grace Cathedral waterfalls. I'll miss you. And if I may dream as high as Twin Peaks, I would play the Keystone Corner this week. What a unique show. Oh, life is truly complete. I feel my knees getting weak in San Francisco. A week in San Francisco. in San Francisco.
So beautiful. I've never been there, but maybe it swings like that. I have to check that out sometime. Guys, we're at the end of our time already. Can you believe it? I feel like
Wow. That was quick.
So good to see you both again. Do me a favor, won't you, before we go, sit closer together. Let me take a still picture of you. Because in the stills we do in these videos, you're always sitting so far apart. Just sit there for a second, smile like I'm taking your picture.
It was so long. I don't want
This
to
is all
whack her in
going,
the head.
I'm sorry?
The neck of the guitar, I don't want to whack her in the head.
No, this is all, pretend I'm taking a picture. This is all going on the video too. Click, we're done.
All right.
Daniela, Soledade, Najar, thank you so much. I really hope it's not another 4 months till we get together.
Bill, it's so good to see you and your beach background.
Your beach I'm going back there and listen to those songs again.
Thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's great to see you both. Take care. We will see you again soon, I hope.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.